Hey everyone, it's Leo. Firstly, a massive thank you to everyone who has been watching my recent videos. I found this old documentary from I think 2004, George Michael and Wham, on an old DVD I made years ago. And I realized it wasn't on YouTube. So I edited the documentary, taking all the music out, because unfortunately with copyright, it tends to block music completely after like 5 seconds. So I thought, just take out the music and leave all the good bits or the interview bits in the documentary. But after that, I discovered that the entire 2 episodes which I edited were blocked, even the talking bits, by the label. So I thought, I really want to get this on YouTube for everyone. So I actually disputed it, and it came back within 30 days, and now it's live for you guys to actually watch and enjoy. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed parts 1 and 2 of the George Michael A Different Story documentary. I have got parts 3 and 4 edited with the music taken out, but it is blocked worldwide. So once again, I have put through a request to dispute it, and that should be back early January. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can upload parts 3 and 4 for you guys in the new year. But yeah, I'm so pleased that everyone's enjoyed it. It's been a crazy week or so, seeing how many of you have been watching the videos and discovering all my old Wham and George Michael videos I've found in my old DVDs I made years ago, and videos and CD-ROMs and stuff. So I've got a bit of a playlist here on YouTube for George Michael and Wham. So check out the playlist. There's heaps more videos there. I also did a podcast with Matt from the Spinning the Wheel podcast, which is a Wham and George Michael podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast, it is amazing. Matt does an incredible job. And he was a guest on my podcast, and we celebrated the 40th anniversary of Wham's Make It Big album. And he joined me on the podcast, and we did film a bit of stuff. So there is some videos on my playlist of me and Matt talking about Wake Me Up Before You Go Go and Freedom, Everything She Wants, Careless Whisper, and Last Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed those videos as well. Also check out Matt's podcast, Spinning the Wheel, because I did feature on his podcast a few weeks ago, and there's another episode coming up in the new year as well. So make sure you subscribe to Matt's podcast. Subscribe to my podcast, The Sound Museum. There's also a podcast aside from the YouTube channel. And my most recent 2 episodes have been amazing. They've just gone really, really well. One was the 30th anniversary of Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas album. And that went so well. It's been an incredible watching all the stats coming through for that. And my last one for the year, which is a bit of a compilation of my top 10 favorite singles for the year. And I've discovered some new Christmas songs this year, so you can add to your playlist and other stuff as well. So I hope you enjoy that last podcast episode of the Sound Museum. But the reason for this video is to say thank you to everyone for watching and subscribing the last week or so, especially all the Wham and George Michael fans. You guys are just amazing. I've been a massive Wham and George Michael fan since day one. I went to school camp once in this sort of pink hat and yellow top and yellow shorts. There was a photograph taken, but I can't find it. But when I do find it, I'll have to post it and you guys can check it out. But I've been a massive Wham fan since the beginning. I just adored Andrew and George at the time, and when George went solo, I was just all in with the solo material. Got all the albums, all the singles. I'm a massive Wham and George Michael fan, so it makes me really happy that you guys have enjoyed all the videos on my channel, and thank you so much for watching and subscribing. It's greatly appreciated. And just before I go, I've been in my garden, which you can see behind me there. See there? Yeah, that sort of, it looks like a big condom. But it's actually a net for my fruit tree, because at the back there is an apricot tree. And I've got the first batch of apricots from my tree. Look at those. You can see them there. So yeah, this is my first crop from my apricot tree, just in time for Christmas. So my fiance Sean loves apricots. He's already had 2 of these. But yeah, this is my first little picking of my apricot tree. Yay! And I've also discovered that beside it is I don't know what it is, because it's like a small plum, and it's not like the size of a plum, it's like really tiny plums, and they're really, really sweet. So we've got a plum tree as well, which I just discovered a year or so ago. So yeah, it's been a busy afternoon with the garden, getting the apricots from the tree. But yeah, heaps of apricots to enjoy over the Christmas period. Speaking of Christmas, there's my tree behind me, which you can see there. Love Christmas. I am a massive Christmas fan, and of course I've been playing Last Christmas for weeks now. I just love the video, love the track, and the documentary on the BBC, which I think was on last weekend in the UK, was on TV here in Australia on SBS on Wednesday night. So I watched it for the first time. Oh my goodness. Can I just say what an amazing documentary that was. Seeing Andrew and Pepsi and Shirley and their friends go back to the scene of the video 40 years later was just amazing. Just all the stories they had and the memories, and seeing Chris Porter sit with Andrew and go through like the stems for Last Christmas was amazing. And the director of the video, such a cool moment. And watching that documentary, there's a few things which I was expecting but didn't happen. The first thing is it was like a sort of a throwback to 1984, when George was writing Last Christmas upstairs in his room with a little 4-track player, recorder, and there was a cassette in the cassette thing, and I was hoping that we were going to hear a bit of that very early demo, but we didn't. So hopefully, well, I'm sure they do, but hopefully the George Michael estate has that early demo, because that would be amazing to hear a bit of that, just as it was written, 40 years ago. So a bit disappointing we didn't get to hear a bit of that. And also when Chris Porter was sitting with Andrew talking about Last Christmas, it would have been amazing for him to talk about the pudding mix, which is the long version featuring extras. We love extras, extra vocals, extra lyrics, extra production. That would have been a really cool moment to sort of hear Chris talk about recording that long version of the track and all those extra lyrics and vocals and stuff. So I don't know, I just thought that I wanted more from the documentary as far as that goes. And the third thing is, I was watching in awe of the footage of the final concert, And there seemed to be more footage than in the Netflix documentary from last year. So they must have a recording of the concert. And I hope they release it. I know George didn't want the concert released because he wasn't happy with the sound. But these days with technology and AI and stuff, they could really clean up that sound, the vision, and release it. That'd be incredible. I wasn't there for the final concert. I was at the time living in New Zealand and it was in London, so, you know. But to see that final concert would be just amazing to see. And I reckon they have that concert and it needs to be released. So that's the third thing. The final thing, which I was sort of watching and thinking, oh my God, there's so much extra footage from the last Christmas video. So yeah, there must be, maybe they can do another edit of Last Christmas with all the extra moments. That'd be amazing. But yeah, seeing all the extra footage and them goofing around and playing snowballs and stuff, that'd be really cool if they could maybe release that as a extra video perhaps. A few years ago, Mariah Carey released, I guess, a extra footage version of her Christmas song, All Right for Christmas Is You. So maybe they could do the same with Last Christmas, just all the extra moments in a video. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the actual Wham Last Christmas Unwrapped documentary. Love that documentary. I believe it is on BBC Player in the UK. It's on SBS On Demand in Australia. It's going to be on TVNZ on Christmas Eve in New Zealand. And I believe the documentary is on Netflix in America. So if you're outside those territories, I'm not sure when it's going to be in your country, but maybe get a VPN, log on to BBC Player in the UK and try and watch it. One last thing, I went shopping today for Christmas. We got a ham, a turkey and all this other Christmas stuff. $300 later. Yeah, so things are really expensive as everyone knows, but yeah, we got all the Christmas food and stuff for Christmas Day. It's going to be very quiet Christmas for us because there's just me and my partner Sean, my fiance Sean, and so he's got Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, and our little dog Snuffy, who is sleeping over there at the moment. But yeah, so just the three of us, well, two of us and the dog on Christmas Day. So it's going to be a very quiet affair, but my partner is working he's working New Year's Eve, but he's finishing at 6 p.m. so we can spend New Year's Eve together. And January, I will be catching up with various friends because people are going away and going overseas and interstate. So January is going to be quite busy for me, but I will be back in probably January, maybe early February with some new videos. I do have some surprises coming in the new year, which have been, I guess, sort of scheduled. So you can enjoy those videos in the new year. And I'll be doing a couple of reaction videos probably in the new year as well. I've taken a bit of a break with reaction videos. I love discovering new music and I love doing reaction videos, but a big but is they are a nightmare to edit due to copyright. When I first started doing reaction videos, I noticed that probably up to about 10-15 seconds you can play and it didn't go through copyright. Now it's more like 5 seconds. So, which basically means I can play 5 seconds of the track before the copyright comes in. So I'm having to sort of stop and start all the time and cut bits out, which is not really a great watching experience, but that's what we face with copyright. So Hence why I've taken a bit of a step back in doing reaction videos because of that reason, but I will do a few more in the new year. So look out for those. But anyway, once again, thank you so much for watching all the videos on the channel and subscribing, all the comments. I read them all. Thank you so much for all the support. It's greatly appreciated. From me to you, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, as we should be saying these days. But anyway, I'm old school. Merry Christmas to everyone. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. Enjoy the break with your friends and family. Eat heaps of food and all the snacking and the chocolates and all the gifts and presents. Enjoy Christmas and New Year. Have a safe New Year. Don't drink too much. Try not to drink too much. And have a fantastic, just bit of a break, you know. It's been a crazy year for everyone. Cost of living, things are going a bit crazy overseas with, so let's take stock and enjoy ourselves over the holiday break. I will see you next year in 2025.